And we are live again with Skill Issue Episode 2. Your army is mid, and so are you.
Damn, rhyming.
Yeah, and obviously, as always, got myself, Chris, and Tate. How are you doing, Tate?
I'm going good, yep. No, had a fairly chill day at work, watched Chris play some TTS. So, yeah, how are you going?
Yeah, good. Yeah, had a game. I got beaten by Admech, which was always a delight, but seeing the new Admech was definitely cool. Like, it was a game that me and my opponent both talked about. It was Dylan. We talked about it before the game, and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm not favored in this matchup, and then we kind of just proved it throughout the game, but it was a good game. Yeah.
No, that just lends credence to your opinion in this podcast, Eric. Accurate prediction.
Yeah, absolute value, mate. That's why they pay me the big bucks to do this.
Yeah. No, so I think idea for this is that we're going to do a tier list today.
Yes.
Yep, specifically looking at singles. So how all the armies that we've got here are looking like they might be in a singles environment, specifically in the wake of the balanced dataslate. Yep. So yeah, I think we're gonna just talk through every army. Chat some shit.
I will transition over to our screen now, eh? So, we've got that open now. I've got this handy little note thing here, so if we want to write a note on top of anything that while we're putting it somewhere, we can copy that and put it in there, so that'll be handy. But yeah, shall we go through what each tier is going to be?
Yeah, for sure. We haven't actually talked about this, so maybe we can. This could be our first point of contention. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do we think? What do you think? S tier, or what do you think?
I think, in my mind, S tier is probably. Well, I think maybe a fair way of doing it. I think we both think the meta is looking pretty balanced at the moment. Is S tier are things that are perhaps too strong? If we even think that there are things that are too strong, I don't know. What do you think on that?
Yeah, no, I think the things that are. You're probably on the losing side of a matchup if you're not playing one of these going into them. Like, obviously everything has like some weaknesses, but like the ones that have majoritively good matchups, I think could be something that we could put in there. You know, whereas like some armies have, you know, like, oh, they're great into these, but they fall down to pressure or something like that. Whereas like something's just like natively good into most things, and it might have like one or two horrible matchups, and it's probably like an S tier army.
Yeah, and then I think for A tier, we'd be looking at things that are just like really good armies that if you saw them go for one, win a tournament, you sort of like wouldn't be batting an eye. You'd be like, makes sense, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then B would be your like middle of the class, like, you know, not bad, but you know, like, you know, definitely could win an event. You know, all it needs is like a little bit of like love, and it could definitely win an event. But like, you're definitely not taking like the top of the lists that you could possibly take.
Yeah, those mid factions to the
very mid, the middest of mid.
Yeah, just like us. And then C tier is with below average factions. I think I'd also note, I think like the A, B, and C in this meta are probably really close together, right? Like they can all beat each other.
Yep.
Yeah. And then D tier is just shit, I guess.
Agents.
Just what are you doing?
Yeah, nah, definitely. Well, with that, should we start in something that's definitely going to be going in D tier and just kind of just wiggle agents and just bounce them down to where their home is?
Mate, when you said something that's definitely going in D tier, I assumed you were talking about Jonty's. No, agents, like I think if you're gonna chuck like a note on it, maybe like an agent, yeah. But otherwise, it's you know, like it just doesn't have the tools. It's a half baked fact. You really need to,
yeah. Nah, it's the issue I have with it is it's actually not a bad army, but one, no one plays it. Like Ashley is the only person that plays it in New Zealand, so. This is obviously going to be like from the New Zealand and probably a little bit of Australian perspective on this, right? You know, like we're not trying to think of Games Workshop formats or UKTC format. This is going to be majoritively WTC style terrain thinking, because that's what we play on, and more so the metas that we play in. So like, yes, you need to be able to beat agents, but I would say majority of the other armies that you take.
Yeah, that's a stretch. You need to be able to beat agents. Like, you're right. Ash is the only person you're running into.
Yeah.
Still, like, it's a good trash army, but it has definite flaws, and there are better trash armies in the game as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I think there's better transport armies. There's better just volume of body armies. There's better tricksy armies. Like, it doesn't do anything well, and it doesn't also do it the best. like
that's
just,
less than mid. Damn.
Yeah, yeah. What do you want to go for next?
Orks or Tyranids? Dealer's choice.
Ooh, let's go Orks. I think I've been pondering my opinions on Orks for the last couple of days since I knew we were going to do this. And where I've kind of settled is I think the Warhorde list with the 20 warriors with a big mech and Gaz is actually huge, but you have to know how to use it.
Yeah.
Like
it seems really strong. Like the ability to just send Gaz so far on the end of that unit. I don't know. I haven't really looked at lists. Do you fit much else other than like?
So it's not that much. It is an expensive like package. It's like a 400 and something point package, which isn't cheap. Don't get me wrong. 480 point package. Like, it's a quarter of your army, but like being able to deliver Gaz pretty much anywhere. Like, you never used to be able to give him follow me lads as an enhancement. Now you can do that, so he gets an extra 2 movement, and also on the war turn he gets an extra 2 onto his advance, and then the charge as well. Like, he just becomes mega fast because you go here we go as well, and he just flies. Like, his average move is like 14 or 15 inches. Like, speedy boy,
quick boy. Yeah.
And also the ability to kind of whip him in, because you have him attached to the 20 boys. This is kind of where my thoughts were today, was you charge the boys into something that's an easy charge, and then with the pylons you can actually swing them into something that's slightly further away, and then you can break games open. And if a lot of opponents are taking to beat, all these other armies, whereas I think it's a piece that, if used correctly, or I guess in a better sense, used correctly, but also your opponent doesn't understand how it works, blows games open instantly.
I definitely agree with that. It's a bit like the World Eaters 20 man. The one issue I see with that is we are trending in a direction where I think a few more of those big 20 man like showing, and that seems, so people might be taking, and that seems like by far the easiest to kill.
The -1 to wound strat
1 wound
is pretty good, because it's just flat -1 to wound, and they are T5. True. So, and a lot of those guns that are good at killing them are those T4 to 5 guns, strength 4 to 5 guns. So like making them wound you on 5s or 6s does kind of like help, but you are still t-shirt saves. You still need to be behind a wall. You need to stage. A lot of the WTC ruins though do let you stage quite aggressively. Some maps are god awful, and don't get me wrong, some of them are just like you can't play on that. But I would say for the most part, most of them have at least a staging on either your expansion or towards the center. The ones on the center, especially in WTC, are really good with that big mech, because having Gaz move like, again, 13 inches or something through crates in the middle at his expected area is actually crazy where he can reach. So it's actually pretty good. But saying that, I think maybe it's an A, maybe like bottom of A.
I if it ended up bottom of A, I wouldn't be shocked. I think for now you got to B it, just because I feel like other than that, the changes and the commandos changed, not a lot. There wasn't that much that's impactful. I think it plays well into some of the things we might have in S tier.
Yeah,
but I still think Orks are just a bit fragile. Outside the wire, a bit anemic. Like I can see it going up, but yeah.
I'm also a bit more interested to try with like 20 or 30 flash kits, because the 10 mans came down in points, but they just don't do enough damage. In the AP1, you're going to be getting cover, but it's a lot of damage too, and like damage 2 is a really great point in the meta right now for a lot of things. Like, think of like all the scary things, Flash gets being able to shoot the 20 man of warriors, and then like, okay, are you going to blood surge into my Gaz unit? I can just fight on death and then wipe you. Like, there's actually really interesting stuff there. I think there is tech, but like, I think I haven't played a game with Orks yet, so I'm kind of comfortable putting it there. I think it's definitely not bad, but I don't know how good it is.
Not. For sure. Yeah. All right. Shall we look at Tyranids now?
Yeah.
I think this may be our first C tier. I feel like it's getting a little bit. What do
Yeah.
you think?
Yeah,
Like
like
it's
nothing. They're just not getting anything, and everything's getting kind of better around them. Like the meta is just constantly evolving away from them, and I feel like there's never been a
yeah.
time where they're like, yeah. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think I agree. C
No,
tier.
I think you're right. Yeah, it's got some like some of its profiles are good into the meta, like a lot of damage 3. But yeah, there's just not a lot to help conceptually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Custodies. What do we think on that? Similar issue to my like custodian guard going down in line. Um, but yeah, they're just I think maybe getting left a bit behind.
Yeah. I think my issue with Custodian Guard is the prevalence of the damage 3 like check mark hasn't gone away yet.
Yes. Yeah. That's if they kill like similar,
Oh,
they're in Lions specifically, they're shooting in their combat, like they turbo those marine kind of like body,
yeah.
tough their points, they're slow as well. Yeah, pretty happy putting world it is. Feel like this is poised to be very good. Exalted 8-bound buff.
I don't see like Exalted 8-bound are good, but I think you take 1 unit of Exalted 8-bound. Like they're good.
Huh?
I think
Huh? One.
I generally think like they're good, but like Ennis Wilson won a event the other weekend and he took 2 20-mans and 2 10-mans of Berserkers and then 1 unit of Exalted 8-bound. And they were just like the thing that I need this tank gone, cool, that dies. But then they don't actually play to your game plan very well. Like
Interesting. I see that. Yeah.
but I'm not saying that
still,
World aren't good. I think World are fucking cracked, but I don't think the Exalted 8-bound change was what catapulted them. I think everything around them is kind of like got everything, all of their kind of like scariest matchups kind of got brought down a little bit. So then it's kind of uplifted them as like the best pressure army.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the best pressure. I think you're right, but I think it's like it's like that confluence of correct buffs, correct meta changes,
Yeah.
and also like a little bit of the army was good before it just took a while for people to figure it. So a little bit of that stuff. I would be keen to whack this in S. I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. And on WTC specifically, I think it's really, really good. I think, WTC does, for the most part, like melee armies. There is obviously it really does depend on the board sometimes, but that's that's just life. But I think they can do amazing things, and this is probably the biggest, it's not a got ya, but like if you don't understand what the 20-mans can do or what 6-inch piling consolidations can do, it's got the biggest like skill difference disparity, like even just a tiny bit of skill disparity or not knowledge matchup just blows a game open.
I think so. And I think also there's like a weird, like the community, because I've spoken.
Ooh,
it's not a very high skill.
Yeah, your mic's cutting out a little bit, my friend.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Nope. Ah.
Is this better?
Oh, hello. Beautiful.
Hello. Better? Yep.
You see.
I was just saying, I think the community perception of this army is that it's not very high skill and that you won't, it's just going to run at you and it's just monophase damage. So a lot of people don't expect that kind of all the tricks with the tagging and the 6-inch bind and consolidate, that kind of thing. I think it's a bit of a like when you play the skilled pilot, you don't expect what's coming.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think that's just it. Like it can capitalize on the smallest positional mistake. Like, oh, these 2 units are slightly too close to each other. Okay, now your entire army is tagged. Whoops. It's like
yes, yeah. Or just the unexpected slingshot as well. Like, oops, they're on your home, killing what's holding your home. Like,
Yeah.
terrible.
It's crazy when you see like, yeah, they get like a 10 on their charge, but they only base with like the 4 models there, and then the whole rest of the thing swings like 18 inches. And you're like, what? It's like wild.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
but to do that, you also do need to be a very strong pilot. And
You do.
yeah. My kind of question though is, if this is a New Zealand meta, how many players in the New Zealand meta are playing that kind of style?
Well, Taos, and I know Matt's been playing a lot
Matt will definitely be
of
playing it, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I know he's been playing a lot of the demons one, but I can see him playing this for sure.
Yeah, I think he would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy to keep it in S though. I think it's a strong contender for like, if we get other things in there and it's like, oh, maybe these are stronger, maybe we drop it down, but I think for now that seems good to me.
Yeah, easy. Templars, trash tier army, never lost to this. No, what do we think on Templars?
Yeah, like the double triple executioner and then sword bros with double attached characters, like they kill really hard, but like I think I prefer like the David Gaylard style list, which actually has more stuff in it. He only runs like 2 rep X's, and then he only attaches 1 character to each unit, so he gets more like trading pieces throughout a game. But like the stereotypical list you see now is the triple rep X and then 3 sword bro units. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, that's very few things. Yeah. I've played against this quite a few times, and I feel like, well, specifically the kind of like the non-Gaylard build, so to speak, that we were talking about, with just like double with the bricks, just like 5 bricks.
Yeah.
I don't think that's particularly good. I think like the Gladius has got the source, the Templars rules and data sheets do. So I think in the correct build, A tier.
Yeah, I think it's A tier. It's got solid guns. Gladius is like just one of the best attachments in the entire game, and it has good melee units, which Gladius also helps. So it's like it's a good stuff army, right? Like
for sure. And I think with the amount of melee pressure we're going to see, fight on death and the reactive move are both
spicy.
Solid.
Spicy. Yeah.
And also T-type transport. Good.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just durable tank right now is good.
Yeah, for sure. IK I hate this faction so much.
Yeah. Like I haven't played a game against new IK yet, but I feel like they're fine. I don't think they're crazy. I don't think they're bad. Like they're either like, one of the top of B tier, bottom of A tier. I don't think they're as polarizing as people think they're going to be.
I think especially without rotate on the detachment, we're looking at seeing a lot of now. That really helps with the polarization element, and obviously the loss of full tilt on 3 things. I'd lean bottom of A tier as well. Would be my like. It's still really good, but it's not what it was. I don't think. Death Guard.
Cool. Death Guard. I think Death Guard is still very good. Like, I think this is maybe slightly not the meta for them, but I still think they're quite good.
Well, I think there's like some interesting things that they can do into the pressure, right? Like a lot of melee armies, -1 to hit is not what melee armies want to see.
Yeah.
And then if you like, this may be crazy, like I may be going a bit off the wall here, but like Morty with the like point and click fight on death is pretty good into those like a lot of those armies that you're going to see, because it's just like one thing is fighting on death every turn. It's also quite hard for those factions to crack Morty.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess like the triple rep X is like pretty scary for him. Like,
yeah, it's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. But like that's also just one matchup, right? But yeah, I definitely don't think they're bad. I think they're middle of A tier. Like if you take them and you're a competent pilot, I think you can do very well with them.
Yeah, like the data sheet, the raw data sheets are still cracked. I'd trend a little bit higher A tier, but yeah, we can kind of like shuffle that.
We could just have them in there for now and then kind of have a play. That seems good to me.
For sure. Pardo Wolves.
Pardo Wolves D tier. Josh Megalushi, S tier. So maybe somewhere in between.
Yeah. B tier, done. Yeah. Mid army. one
middest.
great pilot, one mid pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about like it's definitely good. I think I don't know if the Iron Priest nerfs were kind of like over, like a bit reactionary. Like they were definitely really good, but I don't know if nerfing them as much
Yeah.
as they did was needed. I don't know what you think about this. Like Saga of the Beast Slayer's got some cool tools, but yeah.
I think what the Iron Priest change did, which I do really appreciate, was it got rid of it's obviously just Gladius, and we go from there to Gladius and Beast Slayer and Stormlance now actually are all interesting. Whereas like when you had 3 Predators with, quad laser cannons, like you just blast everything. Now that's gone, it actually opens up the other detachments a bit more, which is quite interesting. Like as we talked about, like Josh is on Beast Slayer and he's been doing really well. He's been absolutely smashing people with it. And I think if you're expecting Knights, and Knights are a popular army in New Zealand, right? People, as soon as Knights are even inkling of being good, there's like an extra 1 or 2 people play Knights.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah,
I would say like low A tier, like maybe like around the same as Knights. We have Knights, like.
Can see that. Do we reckon they lose to the other pressure armies though? Like,
yeah, I guess you do get lethal, so you're pushing through extra damage because most of the big pressure armies do have a bunch of characters attached to their units, unless you're talking about my Lord and Savior Tau, then you have no characters in your army. But we'll get there when we get there. Yeah. But like, I don't think they have a great matchup into World Eaters. But they're also pushing through a bunch of like decent AP attacks, which is quite good. Like, I don't know.
That's true. Yeah. And I think as well, like if you're playing Gladius, you got the Final Death. Stormlance is the flat 6 reactor move and like the speed to hit first, which is cool.
Yeah, I actually quite dig Stormlance. The only issue with Stormlance is you're just banking on your data sheets being strong enough to hit because there's like no like offensive stratagems. You're fast. You're fast as heck, boy, but like you're not actually like you have to connect and then you just have to hope that Oath is good.
Reroll them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I think Stormlance in a singles environment is not fantastic because if you hit IK, you hit CK. It's not looking great for you.
Exactly. Or even Morty. If you'd gone to Morty with Stormlance, you're like,
Morty,
so long, partner. Oh yeah.
Going down with yeah, for sure. I'm pretty happy. Like I'm not super familiar. I haven't played Wolf since the Codex came out. I'm happy leaving them there. I think. Yeah. What do I reckon Grey Knights? I reckon Grey Knights is better than people think. I think it just suffers from being boring, not necessarily bad.
That's very fair. It's I guess the biggest issue is what is it plays the exact same as it played before. Like you get one new data sheet and it's like the exact same thing. So people want something new and fresh. So they think it's worse because it's the exact same. But the old wasn't bad, and now you get melters on some of your Dread Knights, which is pretty good.
Yeah, Dread Knight melters, and the CP change is real big for the Dread Knight Grandmasters being able to -1 CP just like all the time.
That's true.
I think they are perhaps not the Grandmaster Dread Knight specifically into the sort of more infantry, like more elite infantry meta because they have a sweep, which is not fantastic. And I've seen them play into Sacrosanct and just be like, oh, whoops.
You know what the answer to that is though? It's taking the old Grey Knight Stormraven. You get the volume of shots and then you just go pew.
Yeah, or 2 of your names Ryan to hear.
Yeah. That's but yeah, I think there's interest in there. There's still stuff to innovate in there as well. Like if you are having an issue with these like volume of body armies, you take a Stormraven. A Stormraven and Warpbane is genuinely actually quite good. Like it has better guns than a Marine one, and you can just always have rerolls at everything you shoot, not just one target. Like it's really good.
Doesn't soak Oath.
Yep.
I think the issue though is like with the Stormraven list is I feel like the Stormlance Stormraven it really likes you know, like the initial Ironstorm Templars build we saw ages ago,
Yep.
like the damage in the meta was a lot lower, and then you had the Stormlance build, which has the -1 to hit, -1 to wound, and then the Grey Knights one doesn't have anything like that. So
Yeah.
I can see the Grey Knight Stormraven just getting like deleted.
Yeah. That's very
which
true.
is-
That's very fair.
Yeah, not.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I'm feeling B tier for.
Yeah.
I think B tier for Grey Knights. Like they got some good tools. The damage in Warpbane with the Codex is now a lot better. Like that issue is kind of solved, so to speak. But they still don't have a lot of stuff. There's still, yeah. Like I know you were saying that there's a lot of depth to the Codex, but it feels currently quite mono build. I feel like it's just.
Well, there's a couple of things to explore. I guess more than like there's like full depth to it. Like,
yeah. And everyone's quite practiced against the big uppy downy was an issue at the start of the edition when it was kind of new. A lot of people have played into it by now. Yeah. What do you think about Votann? I think we've both been talking to a couple of people that are less than hot on Votann.
I am also very less than hot on Votann. I think they are actually on the struggle street. Like if you know how to play into Votann and know like, oh, you need, if I'm on an objective, you get +1 to hit. Okay, I only put the things I need to put. Like, you just play around it as much as you can. Like obviously you still need to be on objectives, but you don't put that extra unit on the middle objective. You have it off the objective, or you have an extra lone up, and like you can play around that a bit. And yeah, they also really hate Overwatch. There are a lot of like, you know, that high toughness, but they're also like 3-up saves or 2-up saves, but like they just die really quickly. Like
yeah, it's like it's too honest to be. It just allows the opponent to dictate too much of the game, right? Like there's not very much trickery to it, and like you say, you can just be like, oh, you don't get an army rule, and just based off where I'm positioned is not a good place to be. That said, it still has like the Jaeger Capricus, is it called?
Yeah, the Jaeger Capricus combo is great, but at the same time, it's like it's what's propping the army up. I'd rather those go up in points and everything else comes down a little bit. Like I think that's what I'd want. Like just for some more internal balance.
Reasonable. Yeah, Land Fort's good as well, I guess.
Land Forts are strong. Like Land Forts are genuinely like T12 2-up save is great. But middle of B.
Especially with the changes to knights, right? Like yeah. I think the changes to knights help the Land Fort be tougher, but yeah, I also think low mid-low B, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I could see if BT is getting crowded,
Dark Angels?
they could.
I think this is an interesting one, right? Because like,
here
you have to have the discussion of is it.
Oh yeah, sorry, you're breaking up a little bit there. You're like fully on slow-mo and it's quite entertaining to watch, to be fair. Oh, there we go. Oh, are you back? No. We'll just take one moment to fix our tech difficulties. Oh, there we go. It's back to 2 of me again. We'll see. Hopefully that we can change this. I think Tate may have just disconnected, so we'll just talk to the chat for a second. There you go. Hopefully that's solved it.
I hope so. I'm living on bus stop internet at the moment, basically. Fair. So yeah, Homeless Bobby doesn't have a modem. So yeah, you have to bear with me at least until episode 3.
Yeah, now episode 3 is where we really the real good content's coming out. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
We do have Michael that said hot take, strong disagree to the Votann. I'm assuming he thinks they're D tier, so
or the F tier that is hidden by all the other factions at the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean neither Votann players, but I know you've been talking to Ollie, who's
Yep.
not been super enjoying it. I've been talking to Chad, who I think, like when the Codex came out, my opinion on Votann was that it was perhaps ever so slightly weaker than the Index, but still quite good.
Mm-hmm.
But the feedback that I've heard from actual Votann players has been that it's actually weaker, and I agree with the points that Chris is making. Is it does dictate too much, give too much control to your opponent.
Yep.
But yeah.
But yeah. So then Dark Angels. So it kind of cut out just as you started talking about Dark Angels. So we'll kind of just start afresh on Dark Angels, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. I was kind of just talking about the fact that like here's where we I guess have to talk about do we rank it based on the you could just play another Marine faction, maybe a better Marine faction.
Yep.
Or yeah.
Like
I think in teams the Wrath of the Rock or the 15 Deathwing Knight Gladius is still quite interesting for teams specifically, but in singles I think it might have a few issues.
Yeah, it has some glaring weaknesses, I think, is the issue. Like, I've been played Wrath of the Rock a bit recently just because I'm finding it really fun. Do I think it's the most strongest thing I can play? Probably not. Like, to be fairly honest, it does show a lot of, like, skill expression and a lot of, like, if you play well, you can, like, make games very controlled, which can be very nice. And it also fits my playstyle quite well. Like, I don't have to go aggressive. I can just kind of park up everything and say, if you come at me, I'm going to reactively charge you. In the melee matchups, you can kind of heroic and then charge. You kind of get a pseudo double heroic. So you can kind of like control games quite well. But at the same time, you're still Marines, but you don't get +1 to wound oath. You don't have any like stick that makes you extra damaging. You kind of just have your data sheets and are slightly tougher to kill.
Yeah. And it's also, I feel like it's not super the meta to be like, I'm tougher than average Marines is not amazing.
It's very much so. Like they're still fine. I think they're completely adequate. They're not bad. If you took them to an event, I wouldn't be like, oh god, you're like trying to fail.
You wouldn't spit on someone for playing them to an event.
Yeah.
So generous of you. Yeah. I'm thinking very bottom of B would be where I'd
I think that's I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Drukhari. This is another Dylan army, so D for Dylan. Yeah, I don't know. I've talked to Dylan about Drukhari quite a bit. I haven't played versus the new Drukhari.
Mm-hmm.
My impression is that it's fairly similar though. Like the data sheets are a bit better, a bit more expensive. You're still probably looking at Reaper's Wager. The detachments look kind of lackluster. And like the loss of the pain tokens going to the mechanic where they turn on a second ability instead of allowing rerolls is actually like taking a little bit of damage out of the army.
Right.
Yeah, like Scourges get to keep it. Their pain token ability is is like what pain tokens used to be. So that's still there. But I think it's still ultimately like an elf trash army, and becoming more expensive isn't great for that archetype when it doesn't do the kind of damage that like Craftworld Eldar do.
Yeah, it's kind of like with the Marines, like as you're talking about, like which Marines to play. Was like with Drukhari and Aeldari, is like why would you not just be playing Aeldari? You still have the tricks, but you have more damage, you have more tricks. Like why not?
Yeah, you're also tougher. You're just better. Yeah. No, I mean that said, I know very little about this other than chatting to Dylan about it. I think it's still like skilled pilot required. It can be fine.
Yep.
Low B.
I think it's probably top of C. Like I think it's like
I can easily be talked down to that.
Yeah, I think good pilot really trying to get reps in could probably be like an A tier army, but I don't think you really need to be. You don't gear for it in a meta at all. You're not going to be gearing it in the meta at all, and you still have to you have to play up in a lot of matchups, which to me sounds like a C tier army.
Yeah, no, but if you are Scary and Z Smith, S tier, OP. Old baby 1000.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna leave this all up to you. You can choose whatever opinions you want.
How do we make another tier? I've actually been flipping back and forth on this. I think it is probably C. but I can see an argument still for low B with the caveat that sometimes you will just lose games because the dice fucked you, which is not a good place for a faction to be if you want to place well or
Yep.
win a tournament. I think T Suns is still going to be fine as like a 3-2 army. Like a lot of the damage is still there. Suffers from a things issue now, along with the unreliability of rituals. And I also think the meta may have gotten a bit more hostile to it anyhow. Like even if it hadn't been changed, all the melee pressure armies on WTC boards is not really what it wanted to see. Like some boards Magnus plays real well into those, but those are typically things that you'd be taking in teams. Like if you just get a board in singles with the better staging, this world it is EC getting better is real bad for it. Blood Angels can go either way, but I think it's overall BA favored, and with the right board, you're done, son.
Yeah.
So I think this. I want to say it's better than Custodians, maybe.
But it does beat Retcad.
It does beat Retcad quite handily. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, that's more of an issue of the pilot being mid than the army, right? Like,
I would have to agree. No, yeah, I haven't played against New Thousand Suns yet, but the nerfs that they got points and rules was a brutal combo, and I can't see them being super strong nowadays. And they're like Drukhari on drugs, where you have to really you have to play up so much and play so precise and get everything to work, and you could still just fail every ritual and be like, oh, okay, I'm gone. Like
that's exactly it, right? Like with Drukhari, if you play perfectly, you allocate your pain tokens and your rule works. You know, Thousand Suns, you can set up everything perfectly and you can roll a 4 and no rule. Like it's just it's not a great place to be playing from. Exactly. That said, the damage is still really good. There's still some like dumb shenanigans you can do with the Temporal Surge, with Umbrellific Crystal. Like there's still tools in there. Yeah. For sure. Definitely. Guard. There's not. Yeah, maybe I'm not super familiar with Guard. My impressions is not great.
My cat's just scratching at the door to go out. Yeah, Guard I think are in a weird place. They're like, they have fine shooting, so like, which is good. They have good screens. They have Bulgarin, which like becoming more popular because there's so much more melee. But I also think some of the melee armies now just blow through Bulgarin because it's just a bunch of damage one attack, so they don't care about the Bulgarin's durability. So like,
for sure.
And like the screens are actually actively bad into like a World Eaters matchup because they just let you cascade more.
Yeah.
So it's like,
what do you mean?
Yeah. If we're looking at like what we have in A,
+5 to.
Sorry, yeah,
we've got this is a good. No, yeah, I think you're about to make a good point. So you go.
Yeah, if we look at the stuff that's in there, like Black Templars, I think like a Repex shooting just picks up 2 chaff units and potentially adorns. You know, like that's rough. Death Guard just have enough. Like they have the Death Shroud Flamers to pick up the trash. They have all the heavy hitters to do everything else. Your Guardsmen are T2, so everything just kills them. Same with Knights. You have enough volume to just push through the damage that you need. And you can't also hide from them. Space Wolves, again, they have the same volume of attacks that they need to just push through everything. So I don't think any of those things we have in A tier right now actually are worried about it.
I think as well with like people moving more to the combined arms build, being tagged is real bad for that. And we're about to see a lot of pressure, a lot of in your face. Like if you tagging a tank is just like game over, especially on this terrain where you might WTC terrain where you might not just be in an angle that you can sit in combat and shoot at -1.
Yep.
You're actually just like not shooting anything. Maybe we see people move back to hammer because of that. I don't know, but yeah.
I also just don't think it's a great meta for hammer either. You know, like the fallback and shoot strat is good. Don't get me wrong, which does help, but I don't know. Like it's not aggressive enough. I don't think. Like it's not that fast. Like I don't know.
No, I mean maybe. I can kind of see it putting up quite quick screens, like far enough away that you can't slingshot in. Like for my charity game versus John, I played Brew Brothers with Kazakin and Toroxes, and I can see like I managed to get those screens real far away from me.
Yeah,
and I can see in Hammer, you know, like just walling people off for a couple turns could be quite good. But that said, I think you probably still need to go first for that. So
Yeah, fair.
yeah. What are you thinking? Low B, high C?
Yeah, wherever you're feeling it in that space. You're already moving the seed here, so I'm guessing you're putting it there.
I'm just fidgeting.
Yeah. Top of C, bottom of B, around there. I feel like we're gonna have a few more things in B tier, so maybe it does drop down to C.
I think it's better than these things, though.
Yeah,
would be mine.
Yeah, it might also beat Dark Angels. Dark Angels just don't have enough things, so maybe it is up there.
Yeah, but I think Dark Angels has more like tools. Like if you're Gladius, you got advance and charge fullback, and like it has more play into the field.
Yeah, it's fair.
And the Lion's like kind of cool in this meta, I think. Like
the Lion's dope. I built my Lion model over the weekend, so it's quite fun. So it's good to get it sorted.
Fresh Votann farming.
Yeah. Okay, so what's next then?
This is all you.
Oh,
this is your. It's Monka time.
This is obviously my favorite faction. It's what got me back into 40k. Yeah, Tower in a pretty interesting spot now. Do I think they're the most broken army in the game? Hell no, I don't think they're anywhere near that. But I do think they're strong now. I think if you want to play a more, there's a bunch of different ways you can play. You can play Retcad if you want to play a more controlled game that's really good against just marine bodies and stuff like that. The Riptide change has helped that they're also now just good into vehicles, like, so that's really helped. They're not just good into marines. The Kion build didn't really change, but the Riptide change helped it, and it was already the best way to play Tau at the time. So like, it didn't get hurt, it only got buffs, and it was already the best way to play. So I think if you're trying to play like the safest way possible, Kion. But I think the meta's moved a bit too aggressive for Kion. But the -2 charge strat is still really good. So like, you have a lot of tricks, the combat embarkation, so you can get back in your devilfish with breaches and stuff like that. Really good. Like, I think the stuff there. But then the kind of elephant in the room, there is the the Mont Carlis, which is the, you run triple Riptide, couple of ghost kills, either hammerheads or crisis teams, and you can just splat your opponent sometimes.
For sure, yeah. I've been doing I've played it quite a few times versus the new Montcast since the data slate, and it is oppressive if it gets to go first, especially if it gets to drop first too. Like, it is the alpha strike on like a light board is insane.
Yeah.
That said, going second or losing the drop is not good. So I think that is probably more of a team's army that's like getting board pick.
Yep. I do think drop is less important. Like, it is nice to have first drop, but I think going first is the one that you really want to roll. You really want to win, because you need to be able to stage aggressively early. And if they can stop you from getting to those staging points, but even just putting models there, they don't care if you kill them. If you put models where they want to be, then it really is like, that's the crux to beat Montcar, really.
For sure. I just I guess I agree that first turn is much more important, but one of my games playing it where I got the first drop was with EC, where I genuinely think first drop ensured that I did not lose. Like I did not get scouted into, and that the info blocking was like vital. So I think for teams my inclination would be put these a bit higher in a teams environment, but for singles I'm thinking low A, maybe.
I'm thinking
high
I
B.
was thinking like middle A, like right in between Death Guard. I think they destroy Death Guard though. I think they absolutely obliterate Death Guard. And I think they also beat Space Wolves and IK. So I'd probably like move like this and have it more like that order. Yeah. Point. But I think it probably ends up a bit further to the right, but like around there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Because like, what army underneath there does it probably not actually beat? Like, everything there, I'm like pretty. I could say I've been pretty confident with either Retcad or.
There's an obvious one. No.
Yeah.
All right. No, I agree, because I haven't really been thinking what beats what, but it's a good point. Yeah. For sure. Necrons.
Well, we want to talk about something that beats Tau.
Yeah. I think this is so it just hasn't gone anywhere, has it?
Yeah.
Like Josh Roberts has just been keeping this thing alive.
2 years, god damn it, let it die. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think like it is at least it's like kind of more build diverse now. You got the warrior bricks, you got the wraith bricks. Choose your brick. Like it's just
Yep.
yeah. Choose your unkillable nonsense and your few scoring pieces. I think Starshed has probably taken a bit of a hit.
Yeah, Starship I think is
Other than
significantly
that,
worse.
like Awakened Dynasty still great. Yeah. And specifically his game into Death Guard is like way worse. Like the Necron game into Death Guard, things like Dark Angels. Ignore mods is huge for that. But the unkillable brick still the unkillable brick.
I do wonder though.
What do we think?
That was like World Eaters, the Black Templar Sword Bro units. If you take a 10 man of Sword Bros, that kills a 20 man, you know. World Eaters have no worries with it. Death Guard don't. Like, yeah. Like it's an awkward one because like they're playing defensive because they have no offense. Like those the 40 warrior list has like no offense whatsoever. Even the Wraith, the 12 or 18 Wraith list has like Wraiths don't do damage.
It's a kill by committee list. Yeah. I think maybe it's like a bit of. I think in teams it's like better. But I'm thinking low A because it's like feels to me like a bit of a gatekeeper, right?
Yeah.
Like if you can't beat it, you can't beat it, and sucks to suck.
Yeah, so it's holding the door into A tier, whereas like you have to be this tall to pass, and you have to be able to basically.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Cool. What are we thinking?
I reckon not even a talk. Yeah.
Controversial. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They have all the flexibility in the world. They're great into a bunch of stuff. They do get absolutely ruined by World Eaters though. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. Yep, they get him fried. Yeah, and I think there's like, I don't know. No, they cook Knights still. Probably beat Death Guard after the changes, although it's pretty build dependent. Like the Hawks and that kind of thing were good in the Death Guard matchup. Tau, I'm not so sure about. Templars, I feel like the brickier style Eldar beat. Yeah. Necron's not so great for Eldar.
Yep. The Tau list, I'm interested to try it out, but I think it's very even. Like, because the Tau list that I've been playing have 30 plus SMS shots. So if they want to play that slow game, like I'm just chipping away at their units. Yes, there's stuff in Wave Serpents. The issue is, and why I think it might still be a little bit Eldar favored, is the Fire Dragons can come out and kill like 3 tanks and just flip a game on its head.
Sure can.
Just tough.
Yeah. Sure. I think like maybe the Montcar build can, and again it's like a dumb statement because like if it goes first, but that's only 50% of games. But I think like Pathfinders just start cooking Aspect Warriors. Montcar goes first. Yeah. So I think our lower S tier for sure. Like I think this is the meta is not as good for it as it was, but it's still like the pressure builds do hurt it, but it's still a very strong army.
Yeah. I could. Yeah. The one thing about Eldar though, before we move on, is I do think there is like a cap. It's kind of like it's better than, but like kind of similar to Votann. Is like once you figure out all of its tricks, and especially if for singles, you can build a couple of things in to beat those tricks, or like have an answer for it. Like the Orks with the 20 man. How do you beat that 20 man? Especially as it can move through models. Like it's actually pretty tricky to deal with. The Space Wolves 20 Blood Claws list. Black Templars probably have a harder time, but you can still get there. World Eaters have a strong game into it. But then everything else is like, it kind of just wrecks.
Like, I mean, I think maybe you're talking me down. Like maybe it's top of A tier.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is like, is it actually S tier or is it just a really, really good army?
I think based off what we're saying at the start, right? Like this doesn't just have one or two bad matchups. It doesn't have a heap of bad matchups, but it's more than one, right? It's more like a bad archetype that it has.
Yeah.
Like it's good versus pressure or like lots of bodies on the board.
It's a good way to phrase it. Yeah, it's bad to an archetype, whereas World Eaters is bad to like a couple of lists. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. I'm happy with that. And then this one just goes right in front of Tau. Throw some shade in there. No, Admech, what are we thinking? You've played it today?
I literally just played it. Yeah, played Dylan on it. I think it was before the recent update. It was a great army to always get to lose by like 5 to 10 points. Like,
yeah.
But now you have that exact same list, but you can actually do significantly more damage. The extra AP on infiltrators is actually huge because you actually kill chaff units now. The reroll hits with like that turn one players, like if you go first, you just send a unit of infiltrators out, you pick your oath target with call, and then you give hitting on 4s with sustained 2 with full rerolls. It's like, yeah, it's you just kill like a lot of chaff. You kill like 5 scouts, which is like the excellent thing to like put a game into your pace when you're most likely playing with more pieces than your opponent. So like if you trading 1 for 1 is actually great for you. Every time you can trade 1 for 1 is like excellent.
Yeah, can confirm that 5 infiltrators kill 5 Adelan Jackals.
yeah.
I do know this. Yeah. Yeah, no, I feel like a lot of admin, like the Iron Hail or whatever the thing that the Scorpius Dune Rider has, like it's
the 18 shots.
With went from like fine to oath and Y. Like it's
twin linked with 18 shots is so rerolling hits rerolling wounds is like actually like pretty gas. Yeah, so they've just had like a couple of not pseudo buffs, like a couple of buffs over a while now, and I think they're actually like in the hands of a good pilot, quite pushed. Like they are like substantially pushed. Like I don't see how Eldar beats them. Like
not easily.
Yes, you know what I mean? Like the stealth army wide just hurt, like is very frustrating. Like that's what lost me the game today. It was just, hammerheads were fine. Sorry, the riptides were fine, but the hammerheads, I just missed half my shots because I was like, oh, okay, don't get my +1 to hit anymore. Cool. Like,
yeah, invons as well, because I'm thinking kind of like the spiders have to go flip primary, but they could just like not kill 10 rangers, and you just you don't OC the 3 that are left because not rangers, sorry, Vanguard. Don't out OC the 3 Vanguard that are left, which is silly.
And you chain them back to call, and then they get pumped up in OC, so it's even harder to flip them. Like there's a lot of cool tricks you can do. And then the uninteractive unit with is it target augury uplink, whatever it is, where they can go out, shoot something, and then get back into their transport behind a ruin.
Yeah.
Really strong.
Yes, it is really strong. Yeah. I think this is how controversial do we want to be? I reckon it's mid-A tier. What's it better than? I think it beats Wolves.
I think it beats Wolves.
I think it may.
Yeah, I think it beats Wolves.
Now,
yeah.
It's just the move blocking is too strong, and now it has the damage as well.
That's exactly it. Yeah. I think it beats Knights.
I was just gonna say that. I think it beats Knights. Death Guard, I can see arguments either way. Like Death Guard is pretty good at killing the trash. The Admech screening power is quite strong though. Like I don't know if you're getting your Death Guard into real targets.
Yeah, exactly. The flamers from the Destro though are very good.
They are very good, but I don't know if they consistently kill because they're AP 0, right? So you have to be putting Contagion on the Skitari.
Yeah.
And it's still 5 ups. Like I genuinely don't know if it consistently kills without the Lord of Virulence, 10 Skitari.
Yeah,
so
that's very fair.
Make better than Death.
Yep. I think they beat Tau. So I think they go ahead of Tau.
Hey, one game we can't call it off one game.
No, I generally think they just ruin Tau's day. But I also just think they're a better army poison the meta than Tau. Tau have like we've joked about, especially in like chats, we've joked about like Montcar, like, oh, if you just win both drops, you can just win a lot of games. You still can't win that game. And a lot of armies like that, like Votann being, if you're not on an objective with Admech, Votann are hitting you on 5s. Like that is not doing any damage. That's
suck.
That's rough, Orks I think is probably a fine matchup because they just have enough stuff. But also if Admech goes first, they just rinse them. So it's like
I think AdMech cooks Orcs because it's got the screens and it's also everything's anti-infantry 3 up or
Mm.
4 up or 2 up. Like
Yeah,
you're
it's fair.
-1 to wound T5, they just don't give a shit.
The
Like they
screens
just
don't
turn on
matter
rerolls.
as much because I'm
The,
thinking the
the,
20 man that can
yeah,
just yeet over them.
but that's one unit.
Yeah, but that
The
one unit
screens,
can pick up like 4 Skitarii units, right? Like,
yeah, but the
there's his,
Skitarii units kill the unit. Like genuinely, they
yeah,
just
that's
take
very fair.
rerolls.
They also kill knobs really quickly. Like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So are they better than Black Templars then?
I reckon are we going straight to the top, boy?
I
Like
yeah
I think because we've already said they beat Eldar,
yeah.
and
So I think so. Just lift them up.
yeah, I have no experience with the less bricky Templars, but I think they beat bricky Templars.
Hmm.
So I think, yep. Damn, A for Admech.
I do think World
Hell
Eaters
yeah.
wreck them though.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not going to
because
S
you
tier.
don't care about screens. You're like, I have 6-inch pylons. I just charge the thing you screen and then I hit everything behind them. I wrap all your transport so you can't even get out, and you're just laughing.
Yeah. They also have the volume that the like fake toughness on Admech is just not
Doesn't matter.
toughness now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
AP1 with
Um,
just a bucket of attacks is just excellent.
yeah, for sure. Damn, how the mighty have
Risen.
risen.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't know. That does make sense. But yeah. EC, I think this is a good army.
Yeah, definitely strong, poised well. Played in the right hands can really push games.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little bit again, my friend. Oh,
Am I
yeah, you're dropping off again, my friend. Oh.
I'm back.
There we go. Dreams alive.
Perfect.
Sorry everyone
Dreams
that's
alive.
listening, but like hopefully next week we will have Take with a modem.
I am coming to you from under a bridge, so please try and be oh no, I think I might be cutting out again.
No.
Oh no.
Yep.
Okay. Did you get anywhere with EC discussion?
No, not really. I think they're strong. I think played in the correct hands, they can do a lot of work. They do still fall to a couple of armies, but I think in the right hands and just with like a little bit of matchup or a little bit of table, they can do so much.
You don't have to keep gassing me up. Currently undefeated with EC.
Yeah, but you also don't play good players, so you know.
Oh, you just called like Dylan, who beat you today. You just called him a bad player.
Wow.
Damn.
Oh, he must have been going easy on you.
Yeah, probably.
I like how the one game that you tried to play yesterday, and I was like, oh no, my internet's bad.
That wasn't with EC, though. And I do think like me and Dylan both think we would have won that game. But I do think GSC is one of the things that beats Admech because like you were saying, like trading one like I win trading still.
Yep.
Like
yep.
It's you're no longer efficient. But yeah, EC, I think my thinking is it's kind of more of a teams army. Like it is pretty good this meta. But like you say, there are still things that it's just like, whoa, we're screwed, you know?
Yeah, well, like CK and IK still really popular in New Zealand, even when they're bad. Like, and you go into one of those, you're like, ooh, I gotta put my big boy pants on and really try now. Like,
yeah. So I think in teams I'd probably put it a lot higher.
Mm-hmm.
I think for singles it's probably bottom A tier.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I would have put it like middle of A tier, like just in around that and amongst everything there. But like you're the EC player, so
that mate, you sit in a skilled player's hands. I've won 2 GTs with EC now, essentially. Essentially is the caveat. I think it loses to Tau. I think it loses to Death Guard. Yep. It loses to IK. It loses to Necrons.
Does it lose
to Necrons? I think it loses to Admech. Well,
I don't think so. Point. Like I think you're fine into Necrons.
You do have the damage to just like turbo a break, but like I feel like you don't also have the pieces, right? And your pieces are quite fragile. So like the Necron damage issue is no longer a damage issue.
Sure. Yep. I could see that.
And like you make a good point though. Like I don't think Necrons is terrible. I just don't think it's like super green. Like it's just it's a game, I guess. Space Wolves, I don't know. I haven't played it. Maybe better than Necrons.
Sure. Yeah.
Better than Wolves, I could see, but I wouldn't put it higher than there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm happy with that. I think that feels good to me. Like it's, you know, it's solidly a good army. If you take it to a GT, you'll do well with it, but there is just a couple of roadblocks that you might hit.
Yeah, I think in teams, genuinely, I'd probably whack it like top of A tier. If it can pick its matchup, it's away.
Yeah.
Blood Angels, I think this is one of our good in the meta. Like the Sangard got a bit better as well.
Yeah.
I think it's an A tier somewhere.
Yeah, is it A tier though? Like, would you rather play it than anything that we have in A tier right now? Like from a competitive
I'd rather
stance.
play almost anything in the game than Necron.
Yeah, true. I hate Necrons, but like I still think if I was like going to an event, what we have in A tier right now is better.
Yeah, probably. I think it's top of B tier then. I think
it beats Orks. Yeah, it's better than Orks for sure. I think. Like I'm hoping to be surprised with Orks, and like if someone comes up with it, like cooks up a list and it's just absolutely crazy, could be great.
Yeah. Orks. I think Orks is like a wait and see. So is Admech. Like I don't know. I genuinely think Admech's very good, but like zero data. We're going off 1.5 games. So
Dan said in chat, "Oh fuck yeah!" Chris said, "I'll do well at Lakes." Like, no, I never said that. I said it in a good player's hands.
Who said that you're doing well at Lakes?
No, Dan said he's going to do well at Lakes.
Yeah. Right. Nah,
sorry, Dan.
You'll be fine, Dan. How many GTs have you? You've told me you've won like your last 3 games with EC, right? That you've nearly also won a GT with EC.
Here we go.
It's all about how you phrase it.
Yeah. It's all about your mindset.
Yeah. Sisters, bottom A,
they're good.
Top of B.
Like I think they're not great, but they're good. Like
just like the podcast.
Has its issues, but you know, overall is lovable and nice.
Yeah. I think Sisters are positioned quite well in the meta. Like if they play those, like Hallowed Martyrs is the counter melee, counter pressure. Well, not counter all pressure. Like I think Montcar cooks it, for example. But versus World Eaters, versus EC has the tools. So I reckon versus Templars as well, probably, or other Marine builds maybe that you might see up there. So I think it can beat Necrons. I think it can beat Wolves.
I don't know. I feel like Wolves has like a fine matchup into it.
I think
like because it has volume, right? Like I still rate the 20 Blood Claw unit. I think that's quite good.
Yeah, but Megalisi says no, so
it's true, and he genuinely.
I don't know. Like I say can. I don't think it's like, you know, like I'm hesitant. If you were to tell me it's top of B, I wouldn't kind of super disagree. I think it can beat these, but it's not like fantastic.
I'm just seeing how much what we've got left, and I think I want to put more things in A tier. So I think we have to probably drop a couple of things to B tier.
Can we drop Necrons to top of B and put Sisters bottom of A?
Yeah,
do we think
we can also just do this in an easier way. Oh God. Oh. What are we doing? This is now just turned into absolute chaos. When we both try and move icons at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Sisters can beat Necron. So I'm happy with this so far. But yeah, I think this is looking a bit nicer. But I think there's definitely one or two more things that I want to put in like an A tier. So I think, and we don't want it to be too over congested.
I think so. I think when I had a go at this like by myself, I put a couple more things in S, but I think I got one or two things. I can see one other thing here being S, maybe. Big maybe.
S, yes. I could potentially, depending on rulings, yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I got thoughts on that.
Okay,
GSC.
should we do GSC then?
Shit army. Requires amazing pilot. Army is trash. No, I think GSC, the host nerf, like host is probably fine now. It's not great. I think
bad.
the other builds
it's bad.
are looking,
like
I don't know. Like it's not the best GSC anymore, for sure. I will give you that one. I think Biosanctic and Final Day are looking really good though. I think Biosanctic, like Final Day has some cool play into some of these pressure armies, with maybe the exception of World Eaters. Because the screens it throws up are just crazy. Like you can just be like, no, fuck off, and just
you can actually block the piling consolidates with the amount of screens that you can congest.
Yes, you can just be like, here's 4 screens. Yeah. Final Day also had a huge issue versus Knights, like massive damage issue versus Knights. That going away is fantastic. Brood Surge, I guess, also didn't love Knights. I think the issue with Brood Surge is that it loses all the like melee mirrors. Like it's not as good and doesn't beat any of these other melee armies that are looking really strong. It still loses really badly to Death Guard. I don't think Tau is fantastic for Final Day either. Nor Eldar or Admech. Sorry, Brood Surge. Nora, Eldar, or Admech. I think Xenocreed is interesting. I'm currently doing a bit of testing with Xenocreed. I think Final Day and Brood Surge for now are looking better. That's all my Xenocreed psyops, guys. Got it out of the way.
Beautiful.
I think, honestly, I can see this being A or B. I do think it requires the pilot, and I do think there are a couple of things in A which are still pretty not great for it. I think it's either bottom of A or top of B.
I think it's more here, personally. I think just slots in there. Like, I think it's better than Necrons, but I don't know if it's better than Sisters and Space Wolves.
I think it can. I think this is the thing with GSC, is it can beat all these things. It just needs, like, it's not easy.
But like, if you need the stars to like even align a little bit, it's like, is it really like there?
I don't think you need the stars to align necessarily. I think it's like a skill thing.
Sure.
Like it's you need to pull out tricks out of the bag. Like it's not like a T-Suns. You just need like right stuff to happen right time. You need to outplay. Can you see? I've lost the GSC token. I assume it's like here in this empty spot, top of B.
It is now there.
You're hiding. Excellent. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I might be inclined to bump it bottom of A.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I think especially given a lot of these things are looking A-tierish, so yeah, we're looking overcrowded.
Shadowmark cooked, man. Cooked. That's good.
Yeah,
real good.
S tier.
Yeah. It's less good on WTC, I'd say. It's still good.
Was that? Yeah, and that's just because of the dev sense not being able to walk on and just like kill everyone. Yeah. Were you talking? Was that what you were talking about before? Were you talking about the kind of like up in the air thing about whether or not you still get the +1 to wound with Oath?
Correct. Yep. Because LGT has 17 Shadowmark players and they are not using the +1 to wound. So it's pretty
but Crucible used. And that's So I think I don't know. My inclination, right, is that they just haven't. Like the intention is surely that they can. They wouldn't have intended to preclude that, and that'll just be updated. But I think this is like a quintessential has all the tools army. Rapid ingress turn 1 is why.
So good. Yeah.
Yes.
Free uppy downy also good. Insane.
Yeah. Also reasonably good. Yeah. Low Nop Vanguard vets, rapid ingressing 12.1 away from your whole army, and then advancing and charging. Quite solid. Like, pleasant unit. Useful.
Yeah, Shrike giving the Phobos keyword. I didn't get that on my first read through, and then I was like, oh, and then I heard that, and I was like, nah, surely not. And then I was like, oh, that's so good.
Yep. Yeah. And it also gives is the flat 6 reactor move right now on your low nop unit. Like,
yeah,
good. Yeah, I think you're right. The +1 to wound does help a lot, right? Because if you're taking your melter pistols on all your Vanguard vets and sending them in, that really helps them sort of like 2 for 1.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's it. I think this has got a lot of good tools in it, and would be a tentative S tier.
Yeah, I do think Moncar push like beats it.
Yeah,
I can just run at it. Like you just run at it. Like
if this little icon didn't have the old ball and chain of Retcad on it, it would be straight up there. Moncar going first. CSM.
Chad in chat is like, you can't loan up Shrike's unit, can you? Like it's just always loan up. It's just that's his dubhead ability.
It simply is loan up. Yeah, you don't need to do anything.
Yeah. It just exists as that. Yeah, it's a very strong unit. The fact that you can rapid ingress 12 inches away and just be like tee is very funny.
Yeah, for sure. I see a change I want to make.
Oh yeah.
The GSC builds like without host, Necrons is cursed. So if we're putting it in B tier, going below Necrons.
What like, you can do on this is if you just drag over a bunch of them, you can just like swap their positions this way.
Oh, that's fancy.
Yeah, so it's an easy way of doing that if you want.
I'm going to forget that in 0.5 seconds.
No, you cannot. Oh, sorry. Chad was meaning you can't rapid turn 1 with Shrike's unit. No, it has to be. What's his face? The Athon Shan? Sure.
No, it's the guy with the enhancement.
Oh, the enhancement. Rapid. Yeah, the third captain.
Yeah, the other rapid ingress unit. No, you don't. Yeah, the good thing is you don't. He's like your second wave, right? You rapid ingress your captain with 10 guys, and that goes and hits like a key piece, and then you rapid ingress the Shrike unit, which they can't get, so it can go in a really aggressive position. And then Sean can like double rapid, so he can you can rapid ingress your Shrike unit, and then Sean can, who is also a lone op, can go for like a little scoring piece and flip a point. All that kind of thing.
Yeah, him with Oath is also the funny thing as well, right? Like 7 attacks at 5/2/2 sus 2 twin linked is like, oh, that just blends things.
Yeah. He is like, he deserves it though. His model's sick.
His model is sick, yeah. Now the new like the Shrike model and Athon Shan's model they're both sick models. Like it's a cool aesthetic.
Yeah, for sure. CSM, I think this is I just want to put everything in low A tier, man. Meta healthy.
It generally is. I think what I was thinking about was like the meta at the moment is like a bunch of like boxes all that are all good, like all fighting at the same time. It's like all these things are good. So we're like pulling hairs on like oh, this box is slightly better than this box, but they all do really strong things, and they all like tick the boxes of do enough damage, have some tricks, are fast enough. That everything's doing that now. Like they've done a good job with the releases now. That the things that are in like B and C tier are these things that don't tick all those boxes, right? Like an A tier just has a lot of things now that just tick those boxes.
For sure. Yeah. I think it's looking. I don't know if it hits like end of 9th balance for me, but it is looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think CSM is still like Raiders with 18 Noise Marines is probably still quite good. I don't know. I don't see a lot of it at the moment, but
no, I think it's good though. I think in this meta, it's actually pretty gas. I think what like Dylan took to was it the Chile event where it has like the 2 ACDC bricks and then the 3 units of Noise Marines. I think that kind of stylist could do really well because it kind of hedges its bets against the shooting armies, but it also just has good melee and good shooting in the backfield as well. Like something like that could actually probably do quite well.
Yeah, and Noise Marines are a lot better at killing little knights than they were as well, especially in Raiders. Like in Raiders, they're just like get
Oh
out and
yeah,
they just like
just
good
re-roll
goal.
everything. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is down there, maybe better than Sisters.
Yep. Oh, I
That would
could
be one.
see that.
Yeah. That's reasonable. This is this ultras or is this
It's
just
ultras, yeah.
ooh controversial? Johnny Lasson reckons this is bad, but
Ooh. I think like if the boards are slightly more open, like if we're not talking WTC, they're probably high A tier. Because on a slightly opener board, you can play like the G-Man, Stormlance, or something like that, and you'll probably do really well. But WTC boards are just slightly too closed, and you don't get enough stuff to play the game and be able to stage and then get the line of sight that you need. So you always feel like you're like slightly behind with that style. So I just don't think it works as well. Whereas like on GW, you can just like run it out and just like you can see your opponent's entire army and then you just say goodbye to half of it. It's like okay.
Yeah, you could also play like the teleporty dev sense as well. Still,
Yep.
Still play Vanguard. Yeah, I think it like World Eaters does not seem good on WTC, nor does Raven Guard or EC seems quite bad as well. Montcar probably quite bad. Don't know what your thoughts
I
are.
think Montcar's fine. It's fast enough, like that it can still get around things. Like I've played a few games now, and none of the tables have felt overly like restrictive. The hardest thing is deployment, just making sure you can fit everything if you don't go first. But
yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think probably like
top of
yeah. I think like what do you think of that? Like
I think that's reasonable.
yeah,
Whack
that's
it
still
in.
like one of the best all rounders, right? Like Calgar's still great, G-Man's still great, like +1 to wound oath still great.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still a lot of good things. I think they're just like you say, stuff issue, and I think they might suffer from the meta changes a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could agree.
Sorry, I'm just gonna check something 2 seconds. Really sorry.
No worries. I'll start talking about Space Marines where we do that. So this is just generic Space Marines. So none of the chapters we have listed here. And like we were talking earlier about why would you take this over anything else? And I just don't think you do. You really just like if you're taking Space Marine, like generic Space Marines, and you're not taking Ultras, you're not taking Salamanders, you're not taking Raven Guard, or any of the other Codex compliant chapters. You are just doing yourself a disservice. Like you're just losing out on a valuable asset of some description. Even Pedro Cantor, like taking, I guess this could basically be the Crimson Fist, right? So are you taking multiple units of Stern Guard? Is it worthwhile? Okay, sure. Then maybe that's the only reason you'll take it. But I just don't think they're very good. Like they're still Marines, they still get +1 to wound, but they're just not good. Like I think I'd rather take anything in C tier before I take Pedro Cantor.
I reckon I would take. I'm going to be controversial here. I could hear what you were saying. I agree with all of it, but Gladius, just like Gladius and Marine data sheets, better than T-Sun's Custodians.
Fair, yeah. They just do what they're doing, but better. They still have the damage. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, you just got tools in Gladius. Yeah. Demons?
I see that. Yeah, Pedro Cantor is actually pretty neat as well. Like he's got like a decent ability now, and like OC2 Stern Guard for flipping points is actually pretty cash. 100 points for a Stern Guard unit is actually not bad. Like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I wish Pedro gave like a second oath just to Stern Guard, because then they would actually be very good. So like
yeah, and you just like 30 Stern Guard.
Yeah, you know, and it actually wouldn't be a bad list. You know, put a couple of librarians in there or something. You'd be cooking.
Look, you're getting dangerously close to Charlie King's secret list.
Yeah.
He's asked me.
Librarius Conclave.
Yeah, Librarius Conclave, Imperial Fists. That's what it is. Yeah, demons.
Yeah, demons. They're fine. Like, I feel like again, if we're talking teams, they're probably a bit higher because they're like quite a good blunter. They can kind of just like go into a lot of matchups, so they can be a bit of a sponge. But in singles, I don't rate them.
I think Shadow Legion is still like solid enough in singles, and Demonic Incursion too. Although I think Demonic Incursion might be the better teams build, because I think the big boys are just gonna get cooked by something in singles. Low B.
Low B, yeah. Probably like around the Orks
think-
Votann kind of thing, like around that area. Votann Dark Angels, maybe like.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah,
worse than Votann.
I'll allow that. Like,
Votann still plays the game. Nah, hold on. Grey Knights is better than Demons, right?
yeah, probably. I think Grey Knights are probably better than Dark Angels as well. You could probably lift them up. They're probably better than Votann as well.
I reckon Votann's better than Grey. Like it still plays the game.
Yeah,
you know?
And it does have like good data sheets. Like Votann does have like the damage check. Like it just doesn't really have the speed check, and the melee I've found to be like slightly underwhelming unless you're Delve and you're just taking like 35 to 40 berserks. Then it becomes like a little oppressive. But then you're missing out on the guns, and then you don't have the good guns that you actually have. It's like the tricky one.
Yeah. Is Demons better? No, I think the Gladius, assuming Gladius gets that over the line, I think it's just better.
Yeah, I think that's there.
Yeah.
I do agree with Shadow Legion. I think Shadow Legion does have some like gas, and like it takes people by surprise. You know, like the returning to reserves unit, like has with the Warp Talons ability, is really strong. If you can pull it off multiple times, it's really oppressive. And then like Screamers are still just fast and like do enough damage. Screamers actually probably got better in the meta now because like they're still good into like Marines, but they're also good into vehicles. So, like they're quite nice there. So like I could definitely see them like doing well at events. Like you go, 4-1, 3-2 with Chaos Demons, but you do need a little bit of luck, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like Screamers are actually, you're right, they're better in the meta, but they weren't great at killing vehicles to begin with. Whereas in Shadow Legion, you can lance them and they will genuinely blend Marines. Like they just go straight through them. Yeah, pretty happy with that. The secret Salamanders list that we've chosen to include. What do we think? I think this is Infernus Marines killing the Silent King is pretty cool.
Yep, the 10-man's Infernus Marine unit coming out of a Land Raider Redeemer going, that dies this turn, and then it dies. It's pretty nice. Like it kills, But it is a lot of eggs in one basket kind of style list.
Yeah, I think so. And there's like cool tools. There's like the re-embark, there's the disembark and shoot when someone shoots the transport. Advance in action is like real nice. Vulcan is a good data sheet. Is it better than Gladius?
It's very different to Gladius, which I like.
That's cool. Yeah. And I think the damage is better than Gladius. Like, it definitely has more output.
The shooting damage. The melee damage is non-existent. Like, you do get +1. You can get +1 to wound in melee, but like...
Yeah, +1 to wound aggressors. Go. It's not bad.
It's not bad, yeah. But it's not the reason you're taking it. Like, but yeah, I think like Land Raider Redeemer, 10 Infernus, Vulcan, and then just good stuff Marines around it is actually a pretty strong archetype. I think with the prevalence of like all the elves and everything, like I think it just dies though. Like Fire Dragons come out, like you can make them so that it can't be overwatched. So like your kind of stick of haha, I have flamers everywhere come out and I'll overwatch you and you die just doesn't work. So Eldar just like clown on you.
Yeah, no invuln on the Redeemer as well. Like that is so dead. Like that and something else that did to the Fuegan brick.
And it's not like 10 Marines are hard for Eldar to kill. So it's like
no. Yeah. Especially I've been playing around a little bit with Azaman and 5 Dire Avengers. Now that went down a more Marine heavy meta, and he good. Like I don't know if I'd keep him, but he is good.
I think it's probably around the Blood Angels kind of tier.
This could just be me, and as a GSC player, as like I enjoy my trash.
Yeah,
I feel like this gets more stuff than Ultras.
Yep,
which just feels better. But putting it above Ultramarines feels bad as well, or wrong.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's better than Necrons either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's in like in this like bit between like around Blood Angels-ish area.
Does it beat? It beats GSC. I don't know if it's better positioned in the meta than GSC?
No. I think the issue is like the Infernus Marines are nice, but they also don't Overwatch Marines super well
No, they need to be shooting them with like all the
with the
buffs.
buffs
Yeah,
on.
it's
Yeah.
one unit. It's one. Yeah, better than I feel like Blood Angels is better.
Yeah.
Like
Swap them around.
yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the
And then
final,
lucky last.
the Tim Ho special.
Ooh.
Where's it got?
So my thoughts on CK are they're kind of like an interesting. They're a different. Like now they're a very different style of stat check than IK are, because like the triple Gatling Knight and Infernal Lance is just like, do you have an answer for this? And like some armies, like World Eaters, that list just wrecks World
Pretty
Eaters.
good.
It just
Yeah.
ruins it. Like you just lose 30 Marines in a turn. So if you're just playing like Marine good stuff, that list just comes and just dumpsters you.
It does. Does feel like maybe a teams thing though.
Yep.
It's
But
like-
also saying that, you go into Eldar and you just lose. You go into Admech and I think you just lose because like the -1 to hit that involves like, and then the Dragoons probably pick up 2 knights in return. Like
the chicken unit gets. I don't think you pick up 2 because you don't. Only one's getting the oath, right?
sure,
But you
yeah,
definitely, you absolutely get 1.
Yeah. But yeah, but like I don't think
yeah.
they can keep up with the attrition, and they have enough OC to keep blocking you. Tau, I think it's probably Tau favored. Death Guard, it's probably Death Guard favored. IK, I think beat the mirror. EC, EC ruined.
Yeah, I think it loses to Wolves though.
Yeah,
assuming
I like somewhere in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now that we have this here, what do we think? Is there anything we would like to tweak?
I feel like could be me. I feel like Blood Angels better than where we have it sitting.
Yeah.
But I still also don't know if it's really better than anything in A tier.
No. I really think Orks might, like, I don't know. I haven't played a game yet, which is why I'm kind of like very hesitant on Orks. But I genuinely think there might be something on with Orks. Eh?
I agree with you. Like if we were to do like a revisit this, Dan on EC, that's in the wrong spot. Put it in S tier. If we were to revisit this, I wouldn't like if we were to come back with tournament data, etc. Chris has won lakes with Orks.
I do basically have like the meta Orc list, like just like ready to go, so I could like just run it.
Exactly. Prove me right. Yeah, Montcar's boring, bro. Like it's been done. People been winning on TTS with Montcar. I wouldn't be shocked if Orcs were to go up, but I just think like it's hard to justify with no data. Like the Gaz thing is cool. The changes are good, but they were coming from a pretty poor spot. And I still think they suffer from the thing of like the Orc body is not like in 9th T5 was like something of a big durability buff, but in 10th it just isn't because the toughness, the strength change happened, but they didn't get more toughness, I think is something they suffer from. I can see Orcs, like I can see this. I think this is fair. Orcs better than Salamanders.
Yeah, Orcs better than Salamanders. Yeah, I think Salamanders beat Orcs specifically because the Flamers are just horrible for Orcs. But I don't think that means it much. Like I do think Orcs probably beat a lot of the stuff around them, which is I think the issue with Orcs is they're not super great into a lot of the like A tier stuff, but they probably clown on a lot of the B tier stuff.
Yeah, so the gatekeeper for lower B.
Yay.
Yes. Well done, GW. No, but I think Salamanders is like weird, right? Because I think it also like it turbos GSC. Is it better than GSC? No. Yeah. I don't know. Drukhari is another one that I feel like
it could be like A tier, right? Like I haven't played a game into it yet, so it's really hard for me to tell. But I've heard people complaining about it, which isn't really a lot because most people, 40k players complain about stuff. But
Everything, yeah. Yeah. I think it is like it's a pilot skill thing as well, right? Like
yeah,
I think this like trash armies are in of themselves like sort of skill expressive. So you can, you know, you can take that army higher, but at the moment it just doesn't really. Like Lilith's unit lost a lot of its output because of the pain token change. So I think it now like struggles to fights first blend Marines like it did. You lost the Court of the Archon. Like a lot of what would have been Drukhari's tools into this meta are gone.
Yep.
So that's not great. Guard I can see going to very bottom of B as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what's the difference between like bottom of like top of C and bottom of B? Like, are we just splitting hairs at that point? Like,
I get what we said at the start, right? Is like this is a perfectly fine army, and this is an army that has some problems.
yeah,
So
and I do
like,
think Astra do have a couple of problems into this like kind of meta.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like Custo's better than T Sons. That might be splitting hairs a bit.
Yeah.
Like they still can just roll 4-ups at you, I guess. Which is a pretty reasonable mid-table game plan.
I think EC should be a bit higher.
I think in like because we were talking about doing a teams tier list, right? I think in teams EC's like up here.
Right.
I just don't know about it in singles because it just like it hits this or this, and it's just like thanks for, you know.
Sure. Yeah. There's too many like gatekeepers for it.
Yes, but I think it is a really strong army otherwise. Like if it and even CK, like CK is just like dead. But if it hits something else, fire, you know. Yeah,
cool. I'm pretty happy with this then.
Yeah.
Dylan in chat comes and sees recon detachment so low, leaves.
Yeah, but look at AdMech, Dylan. Look at it.
Yeah, your boy's right up here.
Yeah. Cool, he's done it. Yeah. What was I going to say? So we're looking at doing a teams one of these in a couple of weeks as well. That's probably like another one. Yeah, because that'll be. I think we can get creative with the tiers for that as well. Like we can do kind of my thinking was auto lock in a 5, auto lock in an 8. You know, like you can have more interesting tiers.
Yeah, no, exactly. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And then you've got a teams tournament in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, 4th and 5th of October. Nice. I have kind of been murking for a team here in Melbourne, which I've kind of taken over a lot of the admin for because no one seemed that interested. So that's going to be interesting. I think it's definitely going to be like at least it's a bit of a mixed team, kind of like 4 of us are reasonably competitive, and then there's 4 people that want to take it quite casually. So it's be interesting to find a balance. But I think next week we might go over because we'll have locked in our lists by next week, so I can go over kind of our 8-pack and we can talk because it is 8, which is something
that's cool. Yeah,
we don't have that much in New Zealand. So yeah, we go over the 8-pack, talk about some pairing strategy generally, or like what we might be looking at in terms of like sort of strategy for defending and that kind of thing. Be cool.
Awesome stuff.
Can revisit it and see if we got wooden spoon or not.
yeah. It's always a fun thing, and it'll be fun to like talk about like how you built the team and kind of go through like all the things you have to do with like getting a team together, right? Like it's not just hey, here's 7 of my friends. There's a lot more that goes into like the entire structure and
for sure. Kind of although a lot of this has been made easier by we had like 5 people that are like we have one army, and it was like cool, you're playing that. So,
dream. Dream.
Yeah.
In chat we have David. Why are my 2 armies ranked the lowest? Reported and unsubscribed.
Well, look, David. The name of the episode is "Your Army is Mid and You Are." So maybe the armies aren't the problem.
Yeah.
No. If you tuned in earlier, we gave you a lot of credit for the recent T Suns achievements.
Yes, yes. And there is definitely something there, but I think you're just playing up. That's the C tier, is that you're playing up. You have to push up to do well with these factions.
Yeah. Yeah, like what I said about T Suns when we put it in C tier was I think it's still a fine 3 and 2 army. I just don't think it's doing better than 3 and 2.
Yeah, it's really like getting a bit of luck, getting a bit of, you know, something to really push that 4-1-5-0 kind of territory.
Yeah, exactly. I think you have to be lucky to fight 4 and 1 with T Suns now.
Yeah. Oh, well, with that, shall we call it for this week?
Yeah. Yep. No.
Awesome. Well, yeah, this has been Skillishry episode 2. We actually did 2 episodes in a row. We're on a train.
Yeah. We're on a streak. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, well, catch you guys next time.
Cool. See ya.